contacted our embassy and our mission in West Berlin. I told Harry Gilmore, the minister there, that we could expect to have a lot of people traveling in the next few days because they would get visas. They promised visas. We reported to Washington, and I went home at about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, driving up Bornholmerstrasse, or rather driving up Schönhauser Allee to Bornholmerstrasse. And then there were all these Trabants on the side of the road, just haphazardly sitting there. And from that point on, I drove closer to Bornholmerstrasse checkpoint to see people, and they were yelling "Tor auf," or "Open this gate." On the other side of the gate this is a bridge across a light rail across the S-Bahn in Germany. It was a television camera, bright lights set up, waiting for something to happen. And I thought, we must go home. I have to go find out what's happening, and I will see it on television at the same time it happens. I need to establish contact with West Berlin, with Washington, with the ambassador. Our ambassador, Richard Barclay, was home that night. I called and woke him up, and we began to monitor what was happening overnight. We were astounded. The people at Bornholmerstrasse suddenly burst through, walking, cheering. Guards had shoot-to-kill orders. They didn't kill anybody. They had water hoses laid out to repel them if they tried to go, as you saw on the television at Brandenburg Brigade. They didn't use them. And so we saw overnight chaos back and forth. We told our friends in West Berlin that indeed we suspended our earlier report and said that people would be there and they would be there now. And sure enough, on television, all the lights in the neighborhood came on. And through the night, we wondered why they broke through and what would happen next.
On the TV and saw it happening, and I said, "Oh my God, that's a miracle for me," and I didn't expect it. And as I've said, I lived in Bonn, the capital of the Federal Republic of Germany at that time. And for us, always, I think the West was closer. We looked more to Amsterdam and Brussels, to Paris and London. And what was happening in Berlin was, for us at the time, far away. But I was stunned. I was to a certain extent also shocked. And I was happy. I was delighted. And I couldn't imagine that the wall was coming down. So I turned on the TV, I watched it together with my spouse, and we talked about it, and we were very happy.
What happened next was the East German government said they would have a visa requirement. They'd suspend it overnight, but at 8 o'clock in the morning you'd have to have it. My daughter went to school the next morning in a VW van with a couple of other children, and I followed them in our private car to the same checkpoint, Bornholmerstrasse. There was chaos. Both people were coming back and forth. People had just woken up and were trying to get out because they didn't think it would last long. And the East German government announced the visa requirement would be at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then later they said it was at noon. And then at noon they said, well, maybe Monday. That was a Friday, so maybe Monday we will do this. In the meantime, we'll make more checkpoints. The East German government died that day. There was no authority. There was no government left. A shell of itself. The Soviets didn't intervene.